Have you ever stopped and thought about why some people seem to quietly drift away from you without giving a reason? Why is it that when you step into a room, heads turn? Not always out of admiration, but sometimes due to uncertainty, maybe even unease. Why are certain people instantly drawn to you like metal to a magnet, only to back off just as quickly, like they've touched something far too raw? You're not being overly sensitive, you're not overreacting, you're powerful, and it shows. This message is for the ones who've always felt slightly out of place, not because they lacked value, but because they carried something within them that others couldn't explain. A force, a spark, a frequency that most people simply aren't prepared to meet. Your energy speaks louder than your voice. It walks into the room ahead of you and communicates in a way only the awakened can truly recognize. See, when your energy is strong and your spirit has gone through the fire, when you've taken your pain and molded it into insight, you don't move through the world like everyone else. You carry yourself with a presence that calls for honesty. You create space in such a deep way that others are forced to see parts of themselves they'd rather avoid. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. Your quietness is powerful. And while some people will be drawn to you, others will misunderstand you. They'll describe you as intimidating, but what they really mean is they're unfamiliar with someone who doesn't need constant validation. They'll say you seem distant, but the truth is you're simply guarding your inner peace. They'll say you're intense, when really you just bring out emotions they haven't faced. That's the cost of holding power. Not everyone is equipped to carry it. And when it radiates from you so naturally, when it's woven into your walk, your words, your way of being, people notice. Some may freeze, some may stare, they might feel something they can't explain. Some feel like they've been seen too clearly and quickly look away. They might come close, then pull away in confusion, or reflect on themselves after encountering you, not because you judged them, but because your raw presence reminded them of something they'd pushed deep down. In this video, we're going to unpack it clearly, without softening the truth. We'll explore 13 powerful signs that your energy is simply too much for some people to handle. We won't sugarcoat anything, we won't tone it down. If you've ever been told you're too much, or felt alone even when surrounded by people, or if your energy causes unexpected reactions from others, this is your sign. Your presence is real, your energy is rare, and you deserve to understand why. Let's get into the first 5 signs that your energy is causing waves, shifting how people think and silently commanding respect, whether the world is prepared or not. Because when your aura is this impactful, it's not just a vibe, it's a movement. Have you ever entered a room and sensed the air shift? Not because of anything you said or did, but simply due to your presence. Have you picked up on people staring, hesitating to speak, or seeming unsure around you without a clear reason? You're not imagining it. You're not overanalyzing. What they're reacting to is your presence, your energetic field. And when that energy is rooted, clear, and genuine, it doesn't just blend into a room, it changes the entire atmosphere. Not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone is at ease with such intensity. Your very being speaks a truth that many people haven't yet learned how to face. Let's talk about the first 5 signs that your aura is simply too strong for most people to understand. First, you make people feel intimidated without uttering a word. You don't have to be loud or flashy to be noticed. You don't seek the spotlight, yet somehow it finds you. Conversations slow when you walk in. People straighten up, readjust. It's not your clothes or your voice, it's your energy. You move with a quiet power and clear sense of self. And that unsettles those who aren't confident in themselves. They might label you as too intense, but what's really happening is they're not used to someone who isn't seeking approval. Second, you say what needs to be said, even when it's tough. You're not interested in meaningless chit-chat or sugar-coated truth. When something feels off, you acknowledge it. When someone's being fake, you pick up on it immediately. And rather than playing along, you call it out. You choose truth, even when it's uncomfortable. In a world where many stay silent to fit in, this makes you stand out. Some might call you harsh or too direct, but deep down they recognize your honesty, and that honesty forces them to face what they've been running from. Third, you see through people almost instantly. It's not magic, it's intuition. You understand energy like others read expressions. Words can lie, but energy cannot. And you're good at picking up the truth behind what's being said. That's why some people feel naked in your presence. They know they can't fake it with you. They sense that your aura sees beyond their surface, and that can make them keep their distance. Your presence asks for truth, and not everyone is ready to show theirs. Fourth, people are drawn to you, but often feel confused. You have a magnetic pull. People are curious about you, even if they don't fully know why. But once they get closer, they realize you don't fit the mold. You're calm yet powerful, kind yet immovable. You don't follow the crowd. You don't crave validation, but you still draw attention. That causes people to question everything they've believed about confidence and charisma. Your energy doesn't cling, it stands tall. Fifth, you're completely comfortable being alone. You don't rely on others to feel whole. You enjoy your own space, your own company. You don't fear silence, you embrace it. While many look to others for constant companionship or approval, you've found power in being by yourself. This unsettles those who need others to feel okay, but you've discovered that your strength was built in solitude, and that strength makes your energy unlike anything they've felt before. If you've ever felt ignored, misunderstood, or even pushed aside simply for being yourself, stop questioning your worth. Your energy isn't too much, it's just very real. And in a world full of masks, that kind of realness is rare and often uncomfortable for people who aren't ready to be that honest. But let's continue with more science. Sixth, you no longer chase people, you attract what belongs. You're not begging for love, attention, or validation. You stop running after people who don't see your value. You understand now that your energy speaks louder than words. You've worked hard on yourself, you've grown, and because of that, you no longer feel the need to convince anyone of your worth. Some may say you're cold for this, but inside they wish they had your strength. Seventh, you bring up things in people they weren't prepared to deal with. Just by being yourself, you trigger others, not on purpose, but naturally. Your confidence makes their doubt obvious. Your calmness reveals their inner chaos. Your realness exposes where they're pretending. And because of that, they might react negatively. They may avoid you, push you away, or try to pull you down. But remember, how they react says more about them than it ever will about you. You're a mirror, and not everyone likes what they see in their reflection. Eighth, your boundaries are unspoken but strong. You don't need to shout to be respected. Your energy sets the tone. You move with purpose. You engage with intention. People just know what they can and can't do around you. You don't welcome drama or accept manipulation. That kind of self-control is rare, and it scares those who are used to testing limits. Your aura sends a clear message: I know my value and I protect it. Ninth, your energy makes people want to improve. Whether you notice it or not, you inspire others. Not because you lecture or push them, but because you live your truth. You embody discipline, growth, and strength. You faced storms that could have broken you, and you came out wiser. People feel that. They might not say it aloud, but your journey encourages them to take a closer look at their own lives. Here's the reality. Not everyone will like you, not everyone will understand you, and many won't celebrate your presence. But you weren't made for everyone. You're not here to be agreeable, average, or safe. You're here to shine so boldly that it stirs others awake, even if it overwhelms a few in the process. If these signs feel true to you, don't shrink, don't hold back, keep evolving, keep shining. Your energy has a purpose. Having a strong aura isn't just about how others react, it's about how you carry yourself in every moment. It's the result of deep growth, hard lessons, and standards you refuse to lower. Your presence is a silent message that enters rooms before you do. It's your soul's language, clear, steady, and unapologetic. And while that kind of presence will attract greatness, it will also push away anything weak, fearful, or fake. Let's finish with the final few signs that your aura may be too powerful for some to handle. Seventh, you make silence feel meaningful. You're not afraid of quiet. You don't rush to fill space with noise. Your stillness carries weight. When you do speak, it's with purpose. People listen not because you shout, but because your words matter. Your calmness unsettles those who are addicted to noise and distraction, but it also invites depth, and that's where your power lies. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. Once you did, when you needed people to confirm your value, but that time has passed. Now, Your worth isn't something you explain, it's something you show. You move in your truth, and that truth doesn't need applause to be real. You don't compete because your focus is fixed on your path. That quiet assurance, that unshakable clarity, it makes unsettled people uneasy because they can't understand how you've become so grounded without needing their approval. People put their insecurities on you. It's not your fault. But when someone isn't sure of who they are, your presence can feel like a threat. They might say you're arrogant when really you're just confident. They might say you're too distant when in reality you're simply selective. People project their pain, their fears, and their personal stories onto others, especially those whose energy they don't understand. But here's the truth. You're not responsible for how others react to your light. You're only responsible for not dimming it. You're not for everyone, and now you're okay with that. This might be the strongest sign of all. You no longer try to shrink, bend, or water yourself down just to make others comfortable. You've accepted that your energy isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to change things. And real change isn't comfortable. You weren't born to blend in. You were made to rise. You were created to awaken. You walk into rooms and remind people of who they truly are, or who they're afraid to become. By now, you've started to realize that your aura isn't just energy, it's your identity, it's your strength, it's a frequency that most people aren't ready to match. When your aura is strong, it's not because you're trying to be intimidating, it's because you've done the deep work. You've healed, you've grown, you've walked through storms that could have broken you, but they didn't. Instead, they shaped you. And that kind of energy can't be faked. It can't be copied. It can't be watered down. Let's go deeper into how your strong aura affects the world around you and why some people just can't handle it. You challenge the norm without even trying. Just being in the room makes people question their routines, their beliefs, their mindset. Why? Because you're not living on autopilot like many others. You don't chase trends, you chase truth. You don't settle for average, you aim for purpose. And that kind of energy disrupts, it rattles people, it forces them to reflect. Some will admire you for it, others will dislike you, but either way you make an impression. You weren't created to follow the same road everyone else takes. You're paving your own. And people who are scared to stand out won't understand why you refuse to fit in. You live with intention. While others drift through life, you move with purpose. Your steps are planned, your words are thoughtful, your time is guarded. You don't pour your energy into what drains you. You give it to what fuels you. You choose peace over popularity, growth over ease, purpose over approval. That's what makes your aura magnetic and sometimes intimidating. People can feel when someone is certain of who they are and unwilling to be anything else. You are unapologetically real. You've stopped changing who you are just to be accepted. You no longer shrink so others can feel bigger. You stopped pretending to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. That level of honesty is rare. It's strong, and it unsettles those still wearing masks. Your realness shows them their act. And instead of facing their truth, they blame you for being too much, too real, too bold, too intense. But what they really mean is, you remind me of everything I'm afraid to be. You're comfortable in your own space. This may be one of the most powerful signs of all. When your aura is strong, you don't need a crowd to feel important. You don't need noise to feel alive. You find peace in your own company, and that scares people who can't stand being alone with themselves. They can't understand how you can grow in silence, shine without attention, and thrive in solitude. But that's your strength. You're self-sourced. You don't rely on outside energy to feel full. You already are. You didn't just wake up one day with a strong aura. You earned it. Through heartbreaks you healed from in silence, through fights no one saw you battling. Every time you kept going when quitting would have been easier, you built that light. And now it's unmissable, bright, magnetic, real. Yes, too much for some, but that's not your concern. Here's your reminder to protect your energy, respect your growth, own your power with grace. You don't beg to belong anymore. There was a time when you wanted to be included. You made yourself small to fit in. You stayed quiet just to avoid conflict. But now, your aura doesn't ask for permission anymore. It shows up. And those who feel it, those who understand your energy, will recognize you right away. They won't ask you to quiet down. They'll honor your light. You don't chase spaces anymore. You create them. You walk away without regret. Powerful aura comes with boundaries. And setting boundaries isn't about being rude. It's about being real with yourself. You've learned to walk away from anything that brings chaos, confusion, or costs your peace. And here's the truth. The more powerful your energy gets, the more sacred your space needs to be. You're not cold. You're clear. You're not mean. You're intentional. And yes, the people who once benefited from your lack of boundaries will say you've changed. Let them. Because now you understand the difference between being kind to others and being loyal to yourself. You inspire without even trying. You don't look to impress people. You inspire just by being honest. Your strength shows others what's possible. Your presence gives people permission to believe in themselves. You are living proof that darkness doesn't have to define you, it can shape you. You wear your scars like honors. You speak with insight because pain has taught you how. And even if you don't realize it, your presence shifts rooms. You don't just exist, you elevate. Your aura is like a mirror. To some, your energy heals. To others, it challenges. Why? Because your aura shows people what they are or what they're afraid they'll never become. Some will be empowered by your spirit. Others will step back, not ready to face what your energy reveals. Stand tall. Your light isn't here to make everyone feel at ease. It's here to wake people up. One last thing. Stay unapologetically you. Don't tone it down. Don't hide. Don't shrink. You weren't made to blend in. You were created to stand out. Your energy is not for the faint of heart. It's for the brave, the healed, the awakened. And if that's too much for some, let them go. The ones meant for you won't ask you to be smaller. They'll rise to meet you where your power lives. Let's be honest. Having a strong aura isn't always easy. It's a gift, but sometimes it can feel like a weight when people misunderstand you, avoid you, or treat you like an outsider. But now you know the truth. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. You were never too much, never too intense, never hard to love. You are real. And in a world full of filters, roles, and fake images, real is rare. Real shakes things. Real wakes people up. And that's not your burden to carry. That's your purpose to live. Your energy disrupts the norm. It challenges what's fake. It pushes people out of their comfort zone. And that's exactly why you must never dim your light. People like you weren't sent to fade into the background. You were sent to shake the room, to raise the bar, to show what real truth looks like. Yes, it gets lonely. Yes, you lose people along the way, but what you gain is something far greater: peace, purpose, and strength that no one can take away. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to fit where you no longer belong. You don't need to explain your energy to those who haven't done the work. You don't need to shrink for spaces that can't hold all of who you are. Here's the bottom line. People will try to place their fears on you. They'll see your strength and call it pride. They'll feel your peace and try to disturb it, but none of that changes who you are. You are powerful, you are intentional, you are magnetic, not because you try to be, but because you've become that through fire. The ones who are meant for you, they'll know. They won't run. They won't try to change you. They'll meet you with equal power. So stop apologizing for your presence. Stop doubting your inner voice. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. If your energy feels too much for something, let them walk. Their absence isn't a loss. It's space being cleared for what's greater. Because a powerful aura doesn't ask for attention. It earns respect just by being. Final thought, you weren't put here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be felt by the ones who are ready. Your light isn't too much. It's exactly enough for the right ones. So walk proudly, speak gently, and never, ever apologize for the power that lives inside you. Your light isn't a threat, it's a reflection. And only those brave enough to face themselves will truly see you.